it's not just about how good your work is. We're all concerned about doing good work. It's also about making sure that you're seen, that you're recognized, that you're noticed for the hard work you do and the successful work you make in your workplace. And I know that self-advocacy isn't always easy. It's not always easy to say, and people don't ordinarily walk around and say, look how great I am. Look at the fabulous job that I do. So today, I want to discuss a whole bunch of strategies where instead of saying, I'm great, I'm wonderful, which can be uncomfortable, you can show and make yourself prominent in ways that are respectful and that look well for you. So again, I want you to remember, it's not only about doing good work, which we all want to do. I also want to make sure that the people that I work with are seen and recognized and valued. Because if you're valued, there can be a lot of job opportunities, there can be financial benefits to being seen for the good work you do, and there's a lot of job satisfaction that can result in having that reputation, in being seen for the excellent work, the excellent activities where you exert yourself and do well for your workplace. So again, today I'm going to give you a whole bunch of strategies, and I'm going to ask you to put some of them in the chat that you like. I'd like to know which of these you find most helpful. So as I say them, if you can put it in the chat and let me know, this is helpful to me. I like this one. So the first one I want to mention is think about contributing beyond the basics that you need to do. What are some areas that you can do that can help you stand out? How can you show leadership in your workplace? Can you propose some innovative solutions or volunteer for projects to help? And you want to make sure that these are projects that will be seen prominently, that if you're going to take on some extra commitments, that you feel you'll be seen for it. What are areas for improvement in your team or your department or your workplace? These can help you be seen. Second, how do you communicate your achievements in your workplace? What is the standard way of sharing your accomplishments, your achievement? How does your boss, your superior, your administrators, how do they know that you're doing a good job? Do they just assume it, or do you have a way of letting them know your results? Third is to engage actively, to participate actively in meetings. Don't just sit if you have something to offer, and sit and try to be active and think how you can contribute in useful ways. And participate, offer observations, answer questions, ask questions, give feedback to the discussion that's going on. So participate, seen and be heard, not just to hear your voice, because that will not be looked on positively, but to participate in a useful way. Get into the habit of doing that and thinking, how is my voice being heard? How am I being seen in these meetings? And next is networking. What is your relationship with the other people that you work with? And what is your reputation? Do the people around you know about your good work? And I talk about cultivating relationships, not just with your boss and people who are higher than you, but also your coworkers, because you never know when your coworkers get promoted or when they leave and go to a different place and they say to their boss, you know, I had a coworker, a colleague in my other place who was fabulous, and she would work really well in this senior position here. So network with all levels of people. Let all levels of people know what you do at work and how good you are at work. And again, you don't do that by saying, I'm fabulous, I'm spectacular. You do that by showing, like they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Let people know what you're doing, how you're doing, why you're doing, and what your results are. And again, so the next item that I want to bring out is when you're evaluated, what is the standards for your evaluation? And listen carefully to your work feedback. It's often difficult to take feedback, or when your boss gives you an evaluation of your strengths and your weaknesses. We often get defensive. But sometimes it's helpful to listen to feedback and then act on it and decide what areas for personal development and personal growth would help you become better, more successful, and more recognized for the job that you can do. Another opportunity, when we're up to number 6, is to mentor, be a mentor, support others. What guidance and help and support can you give to colleagues, to coworkers, maybe other departments in your workplace where you need communication between departments? What can you do to mentor and really be seen as a leader, as an expert? Next, number 7, is to think about developing your personal brand at work. So who are you and how are you seen at work? What is your reputation? When people think about you and your work, what is your personal brand? And how do you create that? How do you emit that message of who you are and what you do? So do they say she's always helpful and always creative and resourceful, comes up with ideas? And you also want to be helpful, but you want to have your personal boundaries to do what's important to you, not just what anybody asks you to do. So that's important as well. You want to be selective in the projects that you take on. And this relates to the next area, which is number 8 that we're talking about. We're talking about a whole bunch of them today. And again, I'd love for you to put in the comments which of these stick out in your mind. Which of these do you want to remember to do? Number 8 is volunteer for good profile projects. What's important in your workplace? And what high-value projects can you work on where your work will be seen as important, as essential to your department? Number 9 is think about enhancing your communication skills and how you use them to promote your work, to be seen, to be heard, to be noticed. Again, those are 3 words that are really important. It's not enough just to do good work. You want to be seen, observed, and heard as being important to your team, to your workplace. How do you communicate that? In speaking, in writing, in sending out group emails? What are the ways you can do that, and how do you do that? And number 10, the last one, is to maintain a professional presence. And this is a little bit related to your brand. But how are you seen? What do you do in your work? How do you relate to the others that you work with? How do you relate to clients who you work with, or customers, or whoever it is that you work with at work? What is your professional presence? What is your career presence? And again, a strong presence can help you be seen, heard, observed, and recognized. And again, by doing that, that can really help bring about really important job opportunities, financial opportunities, like bonuses or raises or promotions, and also job satisfaction. What type of title is important to you? What type of area of work do you want to end up doing? And how are you going to make the pathway to get there? All of what you do today in your job can play an important role in your future, in the job opportunities that can be available to you, and again, as we discussed, in the financial results that you make in your work, and as well to your job satisfaction. Do you have the job title that you love, the job responsibility that you want to handle, all encompassing that you want to handle? Are you in your dream job? And how can you promote your work reputation to help bring you where you want to be, to your dream job? This is really an important topic, and sometimes something that people don't pay attention to, because we often focus on, I just want to do a good job, and people assume everybody's going to notice. But that's not really always the case. Very often, and sometimes, people just take for granted and assume you do a good job and just move on. And I know many workplaces where excellent work is not recognized unless you can be your own advocate. So I want you to think about the areas, the strategies, the many, many strategies that I spoke about today. You might want to go back and listen if you didn't take notes about what are 3 or 4 things that you can do to promote yourself better at work, so that you know that you are seen, you are recognized, you are noticed, you are heard, you are valued. Let's get these going for you so you can work to your best outcome at work. I hope this was helpful. If it is, let me know in the comments. Let me know which of the strategies worked for you and whether this topic was helpful. I really love to see comments, and it helps me know about how to develop further programs. So I love seeing you here. Thank you to everybody for joining me live. I appreciate all of you who are coming on replay. Make sure you join me regularly on Sundays at 8 o'clock. I always love for you to be here, and I'm happy to be here with new topics, with exciting topics, with useful topics for you. If you have any subjects that you'd like me to speak on, let me know. If I can be of help to you in talking about some of these ways that you can develop self-advocacy to help make yourself seen, or in any way I can help you in your career, in your family life, in your personal goals, let me know. I will put my calendar in the comments. So if you'd like to set up an appointment with me, I will have a few complimentary appointments available this coming week. If you'd like to take advantage of that, make that appointment soon, because they do always close out. And let's get this going for you. Let's promote yourself. Let's get your self-advocacy going, so that not only do you do good work, but you're valued as an essential player in your team, in your workplace. Let's talk again soon.